All right, so the assignment for homework was to get, this is what you guys should have with my arrows coming out of the middle of nowhere. Right, they're spawning right here, and they're supposed to spawn in the middle of my bunny. So, before we rotated our bunny, our arrows came out of our bunny. Right, it's just our guy didn't rotate. So, we change where we blit the person, where we blit our bunny. And the reason we change that, the reason we have to have player position 2 is if we don't, this is what our code will look like. The top left bunny is the bunny that we currently blit by changing the position. If we don't change the position, our bunny does that little sort of jumping side to side. Because as we rotate our image, it basically, as I understand it, the width of it changes because instead of it being square, it rotates, so the width becomes the diagonal between the corners, which is longer than the sides. So you have to do some fancy math, which is what this line does. We get the new position of the player, the width, divide it by 2, and then we subtract that from our player. And what that does is it prevents our guy from doing that little diagonal jump up and down. So that's what player position 2 does. It just redefines where the player should be because of the rotation of our image messes with the position of where a player should be. So we rewrite player position 2, and we spawn our bad guy or our arrows using player Y and player X. So this is the unedited version of our player position. This is the original one. So what we need to do is we would just do player position. Since that is Y, that's going to be 1. Thank you. Player pause 2 bracket 0. So once you do this, thank you, Catherine. Oh, that didn't work. Why'd that not work? All right, hang on. Okay, I found what I did wrong. I changed the wrong variable. It's this one you have to change. Player pause 2 bracket 0. Player pause 2 bracket 1. So once you do that, it's now coming more from, it's not perfect, I'll give you that. Right there it looks pretty good. Now it's coming from his eyeball. Now it's coming from his ear. And then it circles back. Right, you're not really going to notice it as long as it's coming from the badger, from the bunny itself.
Oh, wait. Can you enter it, but I can't change something different?
So the only thing you needed to do was to change these 2 variables.
Oh, yeah. Change something different.
Now, if you change, it may work.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that because I don't know what's going to happen later.
This might fix, you know, having it come out of his ear, but I don't know.
Oh. You changed the plus that you did?
No, it didn't change. This is just the angle, so it gets a slightly different angle for the arctangent, so you don't need to change those. Well, this is in the if event. This is where you click. So that was your guys' assignment over the weekend. Now, what I would want you guys to do is, using what you've learned, you're like, oh, I would like you guys to code after. I want you guys to have a timer that counts down And once that timer gets below 0, your character speeds up and your badgers slow down. Okay? So that's what I want you guys to work on. I'll go over that at the end of class and how to do that, but that's what I want you guys to work on for probably the next. So we've been in class, so 55, 16 minutes. So you guys have just under a half hour. So probably do this for 15, 20 minutes, and then I will go through how to do that. So, all right, so here we go. What was that, Mikey? All right, so what I asked you guys to do is to have a timer, and when that timer got below 0, to increase your player speed and to decrease the badger speed. So I need to come up with 3 variables, right? I have speed timer. I'm going to make that, 200. I need a player speed, and we'll start at 5, and I need a badger speed, and that starts at 7. Because these are the original things we used. We used 5 and 7. Notice when I said you needed to have a timer that controls your player speed and your badger speed, if anything you want to change in your game has to be a variable. It's really, really hard to code it in such a way where you use actual numbers. You have to do variables almost all the time. So I have a player speed and a badger speed. Now what I need to do is I need to replace our current values with these variables. So I'm going to take my badger speed, and luckily I know exactly where my badger speed is. Badger 0 is minus equal badger speed. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my player speed. And down here, I changed those 4 variables. Those numbers, I changed the numbers to variables. So now when I play, my game should look the exact same. Nothing has changed. And that's okay. So I just scrolled all the way down. This controls how fast our player moves. So instead of having this be a number, I have it be a variable. Once it's a variable, I can manipulate it whenever I want. And that's what I'm trying, and that's what this little assignment is showing you guys what to do. If you guys have conditions that get met, you can change variables. So now I have my speed timer is 200, and after 200 cycles, I would like this variable to change. I would like those variables to change. So I'm going to do speed underscore timer minus equal 1. What?
200 for you is so much faster than that.
Probably.
Yeah, so don't make it like 3.
Don't make it 3?
I made like 30.
30, that should be like a 1 cycle thing. Or 1 second thing.
No, not for us.
All right.
Or at least not for me. Oh, why are they going backwards? Oh, I know why.
All right, you figured that out. What's up, Catherine? The badger speed is right here. For badger in bad guys, badger 0 minus equal badger speed. So then, what? So what I'm going to do is, I guess it doesn't really matter where I put this if statement, as long as it's within 1 indent of my while loop. You shouldn't put it inside any other loop. Just don't do it that. Just don't do that. So if speed timer is less than or equal to 0, I'm going to do player underscore speed is 10 and badger underscore speed is 3. So now when I run this, did you guys see how much faster he moved? And how much slower the badger spawn. So if you have slow speed and high rate of spawning, you could very easily just do some sort of zombie game.
It's kind of beautiful.
Well, it's funny if you increase this minus equal 4, 3. Oh my gosh. So that is how you change change that back to 1. That is how you change variables. That's how you change player speed, player health. You can do any sort of thing like that. You could do, actually, here's something else you could do. Oh, this will be fun. So we're going to do BG is player. You guys don't have to do this. I'm going to do BG is grass screen dot BG BG BG. So, but just by understanding that little bit, our background is going to change in 3. Oh, oops, what I forget to do.
Maybe it looks like they're not. It looks like Bloons TD5.
I love Bloons TD5. Oh, I forgot to do something.
Oh my God, there's not really anymore.
I can't believe, I don't know why our code actually worked, even though this. Let's see, did I fix it? Yep. One thing I forgot to do on your guys' code, you guys need this line, screen.fill0. If you don't have that and you change the background, I honestly don't know why it works without it. Like right now, because it blitzed the background and leaves it, and we're just. And I can't. I have to look into this, and I'm not, because screen.fill fills your screen with black. It like erases it.
Wait, were the badges supposed to speed up or slow down?
They did slow down, but because I changed something, they still go fast. So, all right, we will talk about this tomorrow. I'm gonna research as to why that works. Stop the recording.